Hello my lovelies, we are here in my lovely garden and I have been given by a neighbour all these beautiful cherries and I don't know, I thought I'll make some kind of dessert. I'm not sure exactly what, cake, pie, jam, I'm not sure because I've never made a pie before, the pastry, but I do want to learn. I don't know if I've got all the ingredients, but I'll definitely, if I do, I'll probably give that a try. So, I've been away and I had good time, interesting times, some bad times. It's been a lesson. And I'm back here now and I feel so much at peace. I made a video before at lunchtime with my pasta that I made, but I messed up on it and I had to do another one, which is this one. So what I was talking about in that video was about trusting in God and His will, which is the same of what we want. He doesn't want us to do anything that we don't want, but sometimes we don't really understand what it is we want. We think we know, but we don't know. Trying to get it to look all pretty for you. There we go. So, it's about when we leave things in God's hands. And I just know that when I have done that, and what I mean by when we do that, that means that you don't ask for anything. You just let things unfold and come as they are. You don't ask. And then things are presented to you and you feel that the energy of that thing is a good vibration. And you know, right, that if it's good, that's from the divine. And it may be unusual and frightening at times, but somehow something inside of you pulls and knows that that's the way to go. So when you give yourself over to God, in other words, to trust in what He wants to do for you, you don't ask, as most of, not putting down any methods or anything like that, but I've realised that if you completely let go of the things that you want and just put it in God's hands, He thinks of things much better than you can ever think of. And I can tell you that through my experience, whenever I have done that, He has surprised me all the time with amazing things. Like, for one, being up here on this beautiful mountain. Never would have thought of that. And many other things that happened in my life. There was this one time when I got close to the church in the beginning. You know, I never used to cook before. I can ask my kids. I was not a cookie mum. And then when I started really praying and coming close, and I just thought, stopped asking for what I wanted and just did things in a different way, in a blessed way, let's say. I woke up one day and I just felt, I can cook. I want to cook. And I started cooking the most amazing foods. Honestly, those who know me know this is a true story. So that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have thought of that. You know, when I started cooking for my kids, they were like, especially my son, he couldn't believe it. And I made him this pasta meal the first time. He was like, wow, Mum. You know, and I never thought of it before that was something that I needed to work on, that I wasn't a cookie mum, you know. So that's what I mean. When you leave things over to God, right, He knows exactly what's best for you. And, you know, you just got to give it a try. Because if you're doing things and asking for things all the time and things are not happening, then maybe that is a sign that you just got to drop things sometimes and just see what comes up. If you just let yourself be in your mind in nothingness, just perhaps in something that's beautiful, like engaging in nature and just trailing off, and your mind is just in a relaxed state. Because when it is in that relaxed state, like being up here on this mountain, and when you see the view here, you know, you just get lost. right? When you're in that state, then lots of things can happen. Your body is able to find its balance and heal. Your mind stops racing with all these crazy thoughts and negative thoughts, you know. When I drive up here, as soon as I start seeing the trees, you know, everything just shifts off. So saying that, it's like you need to find what your medicine in life, because some people prefer the sea and not the mountains. So when you trust in God, He's going to think of things that you can't even imagine you thinking of. And I'm sure many, many people have experienced it. So, you know, give it a try. You've got nothing to lose. So, see that? I think that's going to be enough. So nice. I love the colour. And I'm definitely going to cook that down and put some brown sugar. And I'll see what else I'll add. I'll see. Okay, I think what I've decided to do is we're going to make a cherry cake. So I've put the oven on to heat up, and I've got a pan heating, and I'm going to make kind of like a jammy thing inside this cake. So this is organic self-raising flour. Got that from the health food shop. Just going to add about 1.5 cups. I don't bother to sieve it because I give it a really good mix. Because of the work that I do, I can really mix it well, and it's nice and fluffy and it's brilliant. So I'm going to use some baking powder. Let me just check the ingredients. So I've just put the cherries in the pan. I don't have some ingredients for the cake, but I'm still going to make it. Still going to do. Okay, I can't find all my utensils. Okay, so I've put brown sugar in there, and I'm just giving that a good mix. It looks nice and rich. Right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some brown sugar with butter for the cake. Okay, so I've just mixed the butter, brown sugar, and I've just added some vanilla. So just give that a good mix. The jam is looking really nice. So I don't have any icing sugar. I could have made a nice cherry icing top, but it doesn't matter. So get all that in. And because I don't usually use any egg replacement. I don't know, it holds together with what I just do. Sometimes I put white vinegar in, but not everyone likes white vinegar. So let me check on the jam. So I'm just giving everything a mix, and let's go back to what we were talking about, trusting in God. So some things that happen and occur that He allows to happen, and like you get like loads of signs to go in that direction, and you go in that direction, then it just like is awful experience. And I think, why did He send me there? Vanilla, no, I need to add some vanilla, but this is coconut milk, just any plant-based milk, 1 cup. And I will add a bit of vanilla since I mentioned it. And I'm just going to mix the jam again, because that, I think, coming along really nice. It's thickening. And I just bring it over just to cool it down. Some nice music playing. So when all those hard lessons come, you're just going to know that there's growing in that. You will face humility and lots of things, but that's good for the soul. You say, why? It's not fair. Well, in the Orthodox thing, they say that, you know, if things are going too smoothly, then you're not. You've come off the path. It's when things are going difficult, because that's where you're going to learn. That's where you're going to grow. It's crazy, but it's like that. It's like pain. Don't we grow from pain? Whatever kind of pain it is, we grow. Yeah, heavy. Sorry. Here you go. So that's the cherry. Just gonna see how that tastes. That's nice. 1 minute. Okay, I'm just adding in some of the cherry jam and just giving it a swirl. That's it. It's nice. It looks very nice. And I'm just going to put it in this and pop it in the oven. And hopefully, with the jam that's left over in the pan, I'm going to just put it on top and let that be like a frosting jam without icing sugar. So there we go, we've got cherry cake going on in there. Just 1 minute. So I just want to cut a few more cherries, and you know it's going to take about 45 minutes for that cake to bake, so it might run out this video because it usually does on my phone. So I thought I'd say goodbye and lots of agabi, and if there is enough I will show you the end result, otherwise I will post on Instagram the picture. Why don't I send the same things on Facebook and things like that? For me personally, I think it's boring to have to like someone's picture more than once on all the medias. So I feel like it's nice to put something different on each one, make it more interesting. So sometimes you can, most certainly some things on Instagram will not be on Facebook. It has to be super, 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 super important for me to do that. So just done a few more cherries, and I'm just going to do the same thing, just add a tiny bit more sugar, heat it up, and then that's going to be the topping of my cherry cake. Lots of agabi to you. Trust in God, you know, never fails. He always does the right things for us. He knows better what's for us than what we know, because he knows us more than what we know ourselves. And his guidance may be difficult, the path that he sends, and you think that maybe he's abandoned you or something, but it's not. It's because you're growing from that experience, and he won't let it go on more than what you can take, and you have to trust that. And if it's uncomfortable, you know, slowly it becomes comfortable. And you know, giving yourself over to anyone is a scary thing. To give to someone is a scary thing, but to give to God is the safest thing. That's from my own experience and many others. So lots of agabi to you. As I said, if there's any space, I will do some more of this video. Bye. So I'm still here. So I'm outside now and I'm eating cherries, and they're really nice like this as well. Trusting in God means that you shouldn't be worrying, you shouldn't have the stress, because you trust in the Lord that He's going to help you with whatever situations are difficult. And so if you find yourself in a stressful position and worrying all the time, somewhere you've forgotten about Him. And I know that for myself, and I'm no expert at stopping the worrying and the stress for myself, but I'm definitely better than what I was many years ago. So one thing that that helps me is to remember that when I am in that place, I have forgotten Christ, you know. So if you are, I'm finding being up here in a discipline of like a ritual of prayers or something like that every day, that things things that, help you, that are good for you, and you do that in a routine, it helps to take away that worry, and it helps you focus on the prayer, on God, and